Hello everyone. So I was a bit stuck on ideas for doing a video, and then they all suddenly rushed in at once, so I thought I'd do this one because I thought it was the most interesting. A fellow heathen of mine that I met at the Atheist Convention about a month ago, Duncan Porter, he wrote on his blog, which is brilliant and you should check it out, and I'll put the link in the description. He wrote about why there aren't a lot of women in the atheist movement and what we can do about it. And naturally, as a member of the female species myself, which may surprise you, I thought it was a good post and a interesting topic to talk about. Now, he asked me on Twitter what I think the reasons were, and to me, the first thing that popped into my head was that women are kind of, now this is going to sound very arrogant, but I think this may be the case. Women tend to be put on a pedestal when it comes to the atheism and secularism events and movements and all that kind of stuff, because it is mostly men and because most men are attracted to women. They tend to see any woman who joins this or attends this as a lot better than they really are, because it's kind of seen in that really positive light. So they tend to be more, oh my gosh, there's a woman here, or oh my gosh, she's so attractive, or something like that. Now, I might be completely wrong, but I think this tends to be the case quite a bit of the time. And it's the same for women when men turn up to their stuff. I know if I saw a man in a situation in which I wouldn't expect him to be there, I would probably find him more attractive, only because he's surrounded by women and with hardly any other men to, I don't know, compare him to. I also think that religion tends to trap and attract women more. A lot of religion has a collective feel about it, so you're part of a community, you believe what your neighbour believes, you believe what your church believes, and women tend to be kind of the family type compared to men. Now, I know that is very stereotypical, but I do believe that this is one of the main reasons why women find it really hard to leave religion, is because they're not only leaving their religion, they're leaving their family and friends, and may find it more difficult to make new family or friends if they are kicked out of that religion for not believing anymore. So I definitely think in terms of just being atheists or being secularists, women have a tougher time getting out of their religion because they place so much more importance on their social connections and emotional connections. Now, I'm mostly talking out my ass because I have never experienced this before. I have always felt comfortable being. I have two brothers and a dad, and so my house is always full of men. So I've kind of grown up being used to that, and I didn't find it threatening or bad or abnormal at all, say at the Global Atheist Convention, where, as Duncan mentioned, it was mostly men. It was a sausage fest. It was good to see women there, of all ages, sizes, abilities, ethnicities, all that jazz. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of men there, which, as I said, didn't bother me. I didn't feel threatened or weird at all, but I can see how other women might, if they're not used to that kind of thing, if they're not used to being surrounded by guys or knowing how to communicate with them. Now, it sounds like I'm separating the two sexes as if they don't understand each other's language and it's so weird to go up to a guy or to go up to a girl and talk to them. It's really not, but for the sake of this argument, it is. So what can we do about it? Currently, I think, if I'm following Twitter correctly, there is a Women in Secularism conference. I don't know where it is in the world, but I'm following Carly Sturgis and Jennifer from Hagblag, or Black Hag? Black Hag. Hagblag. And they are there, and there seems to be amazing speakers there, and I would love to be there wherever it is in the world, but I think it's overseas somewhere. Anyway, so it's great that they are having conferences for women in which women who were previously scared or nervous or anything like that to go to one of these things can think, oh, this is made precisely for me. I should go ahead and check it out. And they should, because there's amazing speakers there. I think I saw Kylie tweeting about the fact that James Randi was there. So Duncan mentioned just don't be a dick, which is really good. Really good advice, especially when it comes to man and women interaction and men necessarily hitting on women. Now, I'm not going to go Rebecca Watson on you and say don't hit on me in an elevator. Actually, don't hit on me in an elevator. That does conjure up quite creepy images, but I'm not saying don't have that sexual attraction and connection, because you are a man and a woman and you're supposed to have that, unless you're gay and then you're supposed to have that, whatever. But be respectful of the fact that it might take a lot more courage for women to turn up to one of these things because of that fact, because of the fact that they are nervous that they might not be taken seriously. They might be seen as just the good-looking attendants of the convention. But yeah, basically just treat us like human beings. I'm not saying that you don't, but if you want more women as part of this movement and a more collective and equal audience, I guess, then we've got to stop treating each other like we're these alien entities where we have to tiptoe around each other, or men and women are so different. Basically, when you get down to it, you're both there for the same reason. You're both at that meeting or convention or whatever it is, drinks at the pub, for the same reason. You have the same beliefs or lack thereof. So why split it up into what X and Y genes you have? So hopefully if you've got anything out of these ramblings, it is that women, don't be afraid to turn up to these things and voice your opinion and just be normal and equal. I can tell you that I had a fantastic time at the Global Atheist Convention, even though it was probably, I'm going to say 80–85% men. They're just people, and they were all lovely and respectful and just normal human beings. And men, don't put women up on a pedestal, but also don't degrade them as well by seeing them as simply as the attractive sex that walks in the door, and you're meant to ogle at them and not listen to their opinions or discussion. So you probably already knew all this, but I thought I'd just drill it in further, seeing as though it was on my mind and I'd been thinking about it for a while. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll catch you later.